Throughout my life, I have come to realize the immense impact that friendships can have on our overall well-being and happiness. However, navigating the complexities of friendships is no easy task. Over the years, I have encountered various challenges that tested the strength of my relationships and forced me to confront my own expectations and vulnerabilities. Through these experiences, I have learned valuable lessons about cultivating meaningful connections and nurturing friendships that stand the test of time. I learned the importance of being a reliable and supportive friend. Life can be unpredictable, and we all face challenges and setbacks. During difficult times, having a friend who stands by your side, offering a listening ear, a shoulder to lean on, or practical help can make a world of difference. I made a conscious effort to show up for my friends, both in their moments of triumph and in their moments of struggle. Whether it was celebrating their achievements, being a sounding board for their concerns, or offering assistance when needed, I became a reliable source of support. One of the difficulties I faced was finding the balance between giving and receiving in friendships. I often found myself investing heavily in my relationships, offering support, time, and energy to my friends. However, I struggled to ask for help or express my own needs. This led to feelings of imbalance and resentment, as I felt that my efforts were not reciprocated. I decided to have an honest conversation with one of my closest friends about my feelings. As I opened up and expressed my needs, I discovered that she had no idea I was struggling. She was more than willing to offer her support and reciprocate the care I had shown her. This experience taught me that true friendships are built on trust, understanding, and the willingness to be vulnerable with one another. It was during this particularly challenging time in my life that I realized the importance of vulnerability and open communication. In turn, I found that my friends reciprocated the same level of care and support when I needed it most. Another important lesson I have learned is the power of presence and active listening. It is easy to get caught up in distractions and superficial interactions in this technology-driven world. However, true connection and meaningful friendships require our full presence and attention. I realized that being fully present in my interactions with friends meant putting away my phone, actively listening without judgment, and genuinely engaging in the conversation. By being present, I not only showed my friends that I valued and respected them, but I also created a safe space for them to share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. In addition to being present and supportive, I recognize the importance of setting healthy boundaries within my friendships. Boundaries are essential for maintaining balance and preserving our own well-being. It is okay to say no when necessary, to prioritize self-care, and to communicate our needs and limitations to our friends. In the past, I had struggled with people-pleasing tendencies, fearing that setting boundaries would lead to conflict or rejection. However, I came to understand that healthy friendships thrive on respect and understanding of each other's boundaries. By clearly communicating my own boundaries and respecting those of my friends, we created a dynamic of mutual respect and trust. Another hurdle I encountered was navigating conflicts and disagreements within friendships. As much as we may try to avoid them, conflicts are inevitable in any relationship. However, I used to shy away from addressing conflicts, fearing that they would lead to the deterioration of the friendship. I didn't want to risk losing the connection or causing discomfort. Initially, I felt hurt and defensive, and it seemed easier to withdraw and avoid confrontation. But I soon learned that avoiding conflicts only fueled resentment and hindered the growth of the friendship. I realized that healthy friendships require open and honest communication, even when it's uncomfortable. So I mustered up the courage to have difficult conversations with my friends, addressing the issues head-on with empathy and understanding. Through these conversations, I discovered that conflicts can actually strengthen friendships. They provide an opportunity for growth, understanding, and deeper connection. By actively listening to one another, sharing our perspectives, and finding common ground, my friends and I were able to resolve conflicts and come out stronger on the other side. I learned to embrace forgiveness and let go of past hurts. No friendship is perfect, and conflicts or misunderstandings may arise. holding on to grudges only breeds negativity and hinders the growth of the relationship. I realized that forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning hurtful actions, but rather releasing the negative emotions attached to those experiences. By forgiving, I freed myself from the burden of resentment and allowed space for healing and growth within the friendship. In doing so, I discovered that forgiveness strengthens bonds and paves the way for deeper connections based on trust and empathy. Moreover, I recognized the importance of celebrating the successes and milestones of my friends wholeheartedly. Instead of succumbing to envy or comparison, I learned to genuinely celebrate their achievements. I understood that their victories did not diminish my own worth or accomplishments, but rather added to the collective joy and inspiration in our friendship. By celebrating their successes, I fostered an environment of support and encouragement where we uplifted and motivated each other to reach our full potential. This shift in mindset allowed me to overcome feelings of inadequacy and instead find inspiration in the accomplishments of my friends. Throughout my life, I have encountered various difficulties in navigating friendships, but one of the most profound lessons I learned was the importance of authenticity. In the age of social media and curated personas, it is easy to fall into the trap of presenting a polished version of ourselves to the world. I too had succumbed to this pressure, trying to fit into a mold that was not truly reflective of who I was. As human beings, we long for acceptance and fear being cast aside. This fear often led me to hide parts of myself, to conform to the expectations of others, and to compromise my values and beliefs. One particular experience stands out in my memory. I had met a group of individuals who seemed to radiate positivity and joy. They embraced life with open hearts and a zest for adventure. In their presence, I couldn't help but feel a tinge of envy, believing that I had to embody the same level of enthusiasm and energy to be accepted by them. However, as time passed, I grew tired of maintaining a facade. I realized that if I wanted genuine connections, I needed to be true to myself. So I mustered the courage to let my guard down and share my fears, insecurities, and imperfections with them. To my surprise, rather than rejection or judgment, I was met with acceptance and understanding. They too had their own struggles and insecurities, and by opening up, I had given them permission to do the same. In that moment, a bond formed, rooted in authenticity and vulnerability. Our friendship became a safe haven where we could freely express ourselves without fear of being misunderstood or rejected. Through this experience, I learned the power of embracing our flaws and imperfections. I discovered that true friends are not interested in a perfect version of us, but rather in the real, raw, and authentic person that we are. By shedding the layers of pretense and embracing our true selves, we create an environment where genuine connections can flourish. One of the most challenging aspects of navigating friendships is accepting that friendships evolve and change over time. People grow, priorities shift, and life circumstances vary. I experienced the pain of friendships drifting apart as we pursued different paths, and our lives took us in separate directions. It was difficult to let go of those friendships and accept that they were no longer serving our mutual growth. As we journey through different stages, our priorities shift, and our paths diverge. I found myself grappling with the realization that some friends were no longer as present in my life as they once were. The distance between us grew, both geographically and emotionally. However, I learned that the essence of a meaningful friendship lies in the quality of connection, not the quantity of time spent together. I shifted my focus from mourning the loss of certain friendships to cherishing the memories and lessons they had brought into my life. I also embraced the opportunity to cultivate new friendships, understanding that each person we encounter has something unique to offer. Furthermore, I discovered the importance of self-reflection and introspection in nurturing meaningful friendships. It is essential to understand our own values, boundaries, and needs in order to establish healthy and fulfilling connections. Taking the time to reflect on my own values and align them with the friendships I sought allowed me to attract like-minded individuals and foster deeper, more authentic relationships. Each friend brings their own perspective, experiences, and qualities to the table. I have learned to embrace and celebrate these differences, recognizing that they enrich my life and broaden my horizons. Today, I am grateful for the friendships I have cultivated, those that have withstood the tests of time, weathered storms, and continue to grow alongside me. They have become pillars of support, sources of joy, and mirrors that reflect my growth and evolution as an individual. I have learned to be present, to actively listen, and to show up for my friends in both joyous and challenging times. I have embraced the idea that friendships require effort, understanding, and acceptance. If you find yourself navigating the complexities of friendships, know that you are not alone. Remember that friendships are a two-way street, requiring mutual effort, communication, and vulnerability. Be open to growth and change both within yourself and within your relationships. Embrace conflicts as opportunities for deeper understanding and be willing to have difficult conversations with empathy and compassion. Above all, celebrate the diversity and beauty that friendships bring into your life, cherishing the connections that bring joy, support, and growth. May you cultivate meaningful connections that nourish your soul and uplift your spirit. And may you find solace and strength in the bond of friendship, knowing that you are never alone on your journey.